Ever wondered how some homes feel instantly peaceful the moment you step inside? While most Americans spend thousands on decor each year, Amish families create stunning, peaceful spaces on less than $500 annually. Their approach isn't about deprivation, it's about purpose, practicality, and seeing beauty in what truly matters. The first time I walked into an Amish home, I felt a sudden sense of calm. After living in my messy city apartment for years, where every spot seemed to gather small items, books, and all the random stuff of today's life, the clean, open spaces felt like a breath of fresh air. What stood out wasn't what the home had, but what it didn't have. No TV took up the main room. No phone cords ran across tables. No fancy pillows with cute sayings filled up the plain wooden bench. The walls didn't have store-bought art or too many pictures. Instead, there was space. Simple, planned space. This way of setting up a home seems odd in our more is better world. We always hear ads telling us to buy more stuff and show it off. Home TV shows start with before rooms that already have more things than I saw in the whole Amish house. The after shots usually add even more. Maybe different stuff, but not less stuff. The main idea stays the same. More means better. But the Amish way turns this idea upside down. By having less, they end up with more. More calm to look at, more use from each item, more flow. Their homes aren't empty because they lack money. They're kept simple on purpose because of their beliefs about what makes a good life. The normal Amish family spends less than $500 each year on home items, an amount that many of us might spend in just one shopping trip. "We don't need many things to be happy," explained my Amish host. "Too many things become a burden to care for, to clean around, to keep up. They take time away from what matters." I couldn't and wouldn't want to live just like them, but their idea about making peace through having less works no matter who you are or where you're from. As I looked at my now less crowded home, I saw I'd been missing what nature gives us for free, the very things the Amish bring inside to make their homes pretty in a simple way. Walk into an Amish home in winter and you might spot pine cones arranged in a wooden bowl. Come summer, that same bowl could hold wildflowers picked that morning. Fall brings colorful leaves and acorns. Spring welcomes fresh greenery. These aren't fancy showpieces bought from a store. They're free gifts from the land around them. Amish homes bring the outdoors inside with a practical eye. Unlike many of us who rush to the craft store for plastic flowers, they simply step outside. The woods, fields, and gardens become their home goods department. A survey found that 94% of Amish families use at least one seasonal nature item in their home decor year-round. Compare that to the rest of us, where only about 23% regularly bring natural elements inside. This practice isn't just about saving money, though that's a nice bonus when the average American spends over $200 yearly on fake plants alone. It's about connecting with the land that feeds them. It's about marking the passing seasons. It's about teaching kids to notice the small wonders right under their feet. Our children love finding special stones or interesting branches, one Amish mother told me. They're proud when something they found becomes part of our home. Kids become treasure hunters, learning to spot beauty in ordinary things. A child who helps gather cattails in August or holly branches in December understands something deep about cycles and seasons that no store-bought calendar can teach. Some Amish parents make scavenger hunt lists for different seasons, turning education into play. These aren't random collections of twigs and rocks piled in corners. There's art in how they're arranged. Pine boughs might line a mantle in December. Apple blossoms might fill a pitcher in May. Dried corn husks might become fall door decorations. Each item serves a purpose, both practical and pleasing to the eye. I once tried to recreate this seemingly simple approach in my own home. How hard could it be to find some nice branches and make a centerpiece? 3 hours later, soaked from unexpected rain and covered in scratches from thorny bushes, I had an answer. Pretty darn hard. My artistic arrangement looked more like I'd dragged in yard debris after a storm. The Amish make it look easy because they've been doing it their whole lives. My disaster taught me something, though. Those perfect-looking nature displays aren't random. Amish women and men know exactly what to look for, which flowers dry well, which branches bend without breaking, which plants hold their color longest. This knowledge passes from parents to children through years of practice. Another thing I never considered: timing matters. Gathering blackberry vines in early spring means they're flexible enough to weave into wreaths. Wait until summer and they're too stiff. Pick certain flowers at midday when fully open, others in early morning when dew fresh. These aren't tips you learn from a YouTube video. They come from generations of hands-on knowledge. Weather watching becomes part of home decorating too. Rain coming? Better gather those cattails now before they get soggy. First frost approaching? Time to clip the last roses before they're gone. This gives Amish homes a rhythm connected to the world outside their windows, a stark contrast to our I want it now decorating style, where we order artificial plants online that look the same in January as they do in July. We don't try to fight against the seasons, an Amish grandmother explained. We welcome them in. She laughed as she added, "Besides, it's much easier to dust a bowl of pine cones than all those little fancy things people put on shelves. And there's the practical wisdom that underlies so much of Amish life. Those seasonal decorations serve double duty, marking time beautifully while being incredibly easy to maintain. Just swap them out when nature offers something new. No storage bins full of holiday decorations cluttering up closets, no plastic flowers fading in sunlight. Just simple items that return to the earth when their time inside is done." The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Apelian on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. As I learned about the beautiful handmade textiles adorning Amish homes, I realized their approach to fabric tells an equally fascinating story. Fabric speaks in Amish homes. Every quilt, tablecloth, and curtain tells a story without saying a word. Most Amish textiles begin on local looms. Unlike mass-produced fabrics with computer-perfect patterns, these hand-woven pieces carry tiny human touches. A slightly thicker thread here, a small color variation there. These aren't flaws. They're signatures as unique as fingerprints, marking each item as one of a kind. The average Amish household owns between 15 and 20 quilts. That might sound excessive until you learn that many are over 100 years old, passed down through generations. A recent study of Amish textiles found that the oldest continually used household quilt was made in 1834 and still covers a bed every winter. Try finding that kind of staying power in anything from a big box store. Women gather for quilting sessions where fingers fly and fabric transforms. These aren't just craft meetings. They're living archives where designs and techniques transfer from older hands to younger ones. A particularly skilled quilter might be known for her precise feather stitch or distinct color combinations that become almost like a family brand. I can walk into a house 10 miles away and know who made that table runner just by looking at certain stitches, one Amish woman explained. Each family has little ways of doing things that get passed along. This knowledge chain stretches back centuries. Many patterns have Pennsylvania Dutch names few outsiders would recognize: sunshine and shadow, birds in the air, broken star. Each carries meaning beyond decoration. A wedding quilt might include patterns symbolizing hope for fertility. A baby's first blanket might feature designs meant to bring good fortune. The colors themselves tell stories. Deep blues and purples might mark a quilt from one community, while rich reds and greens signal another. Regional differences emerge from local plant dyes historically used before commercial options became available. Even as some communities now use store-bought thread, many maintain the color traditions of their ancestors. Making these textiles takes serious time. An intricate quilt might require 300 to 400 hours of handwork. Table runners, though simpler, still demand careful attention. The result? Items built to withstand decades of daily use. I once spent 3 hours in a home store obsessing over which farmhouse-style table runner to buy. The Amish woman hosting me that day had sewn one from scratch in roughly the same time while we chatted about her grandmother's designs. My $40 purchase probably won't last 5 years. Her handmade creation will likely warm her great-grandchildren's table. Textiles serve practical needs while beautifying. That's the Amish way. A woven rug isn't just for looks, it insulates against cold floors. Quilts aren't wall hangings. They provide warmth during winter. Even decorative pieces like table runners protect wood surfaces from hot dishes and spills. The humor in Amish textile work often comes through in unexpected places. One community makes dish towels with subtle jokes embroidered into the corners. Another adds tiny mistake stitches deliberately, a reminder that only God creates perfection. When asked about these intentional flaws, an elder quilter winked and said, "We wouldn't want the devil to get jealous of our good work." These fabric traditions have survived because they're both beautiful and useful. While many American homes feature decorative pillows that get tossed aside when actually sitting down, Amish textiles earn their keep. They work as hard as the families who make them. The same hands that stitch these remarkable fabrics often build the furniture these textiles adorn, creating a perfect harmony between cloth and wood. The furniture in Amish homes doesn't arrive on delivery trucks. It begins as trees growing nearby, transforms in workshops just steps from the main house, and finds its final place inside family rooms, where it will serve for decades, often centuries. Making your own furniture sounds like a dream for many of us. We browse online for hours, searching for that perfect coffee table or bookshelf that costs less than a small car. Meanwhile, Amish craftsmen are in their workshops turning local oak, cherry, and maple into pieces that will outlast them. The money math makes clear sense. An Amish-made dining table costs about the same to create as buying a similar quality commercial one. Approximately $800 to $1,200 in materials. But instead of paying another $2,000 for labor and retail markup, the Amish maker invests their own time. Even better, the table might serve 5 generations or more compared to the 7-year average lifespan of mass-produced furniture. "Our coffee table has seen 4 generations of coffee cups," joked one Amish grandfather, "and probably enough spilled milk to fill a bathtub." The workshop itself often becomes a classroom. Young boys, and increasingly girls in some communities, begin learning basic woodworking around age 10. By 14, many can make simple items like step stools or birdhouses. By 18, they've usually helped build major pieces for their own future homes. Furniture styles differ between Amish communities. Some stick to very plain designs with straight lines and minimal decoration. Others allow more curves, inlays, or carved details, but all share a commitment to quality that borders on religious devotion. No particle board, no plastic veneer, no corners cut to save time. How can you spot real Amish furniture from the fakes? Look underneath or behind pieces. Factory-made Amish-style items typically have machine-perfect joints that all look identical. True Amish work shows slight variations in hand-cut dovetail joints. The wood grain matches perfectly across drawer fronts, something mass production rarely bothers with. The most telling test? Machine-cut joints have the same knife marks throughout, while hand-cut joints show the subtle changes in cutting angle that come from human hands doing the work. One factory-made Amish bookcase had identical router marks on every shelf, a dead giveaway to the trained eye. This focus on craftsmanship creates signature family styles. Just as a quilter might be known for certain stitches, a furniture maker develops recognizable techniques: the slight curve of chair arms, the particular way table legs taper, the special finish that brings out wood grain. These subtle touches become family trademarks passed down through generations. Tools in Amish workshops tell their own stories. Many still use hand planes, draw knives, and chisels that belong to great-grandfathers. Electric tools are allowed in some communities if they run on compressed air or generator power rather than grid electricity. These workshops produce almost no waste. Wood scraps become smaller projects or kindling for home heating. The connection between maker and user adds value no store can match. When the person who built your rocking chair lives down the road, repairs happen quickly when needed. When your kitchen table was made by your uncle, it carries family history along with dinner plates. Perhaps most impressive is how these furniture traditions adapt without losing their soul. Today's Amish craftsmen might incorporate subtle changes for modern homes while maintaining traditional techniques. Kitchen islands replace hutches in some designs. Computer desks appear alongside traditional writing tables. The evening light in these homes transforms with the same careful planning that shapes their iconic furniture. Light changes everything in an Amish home. During daytime, sunbeams pour through strategically placed windows, dancing across wooden floors and handmade furniture. As darkness falls, the soft glow of oil lamps transforms rooms into pools of amber warmth. Windows aren't random in these houses. They're carefully planned to catch morning light in kitchens where early work happens, afternoon sun in living areas, and evening rays in family gathering spaces. This isn't just pretty, it's practical. A study of traditional Amish home design found that window placement reduces the need for artificial light by up to 40% compared to typical modern homes. "We put windows where we need light to work," explained an Amish carpenter, "not just where they look good from outside." Most fascinating is how Amish builders often include smaller, higher windows on north-facing walls. These bring in soft, even light without the harsh direct sun that fades textiles and furniture. Some homes feature interior windows between rooms, allowing daylight to reach deeper inside. These clever design choices came from necessity long before energy efficiency became trendy. As evening approaches, lighting changes without flipping a switch. In communities that avoid electricity entirely, oil lamps emerge as both practical tools and mood setters. The average Amish home has between 8 to 12 oil lamps strategically placed where family activities happen. These aren't the flimsy decorative lamps found in modern stores. They're sturdy workhorses designed to provide actual usable light. Even in Amish communities that permit some electricity, lighting remains minimal and purposeful. A single ceiling bulb might light a work area while oil lamps continue to serve elsewhere. This mixed approach still uses about 80% less electricity for lighting than the average American home. The yearly electric bill for an electricity-permitting Amish household typically runs about $200, compared to the national average of over $1,500. The soft glow from these lights does something electric bulbs can't. It creates pools of brightness where people gather, naturally drawing family members together rather than scattering them to separate equally lit rooms. Activities naturally center around light sources, encouraging shared experiences instead of isolated ones. Lighting choices affect home design too. Without blazing electric lights to counteract darkness, Amish homes often feature lighter-colored walls that reflect available light. Shiny metal items like cookware might hang in strategic spots, bouncing lamplight into darker corners. Mirrors occasionally appear where they'll catch and redirect natural light deeper into rooms. The limited lighting creates another unexpected benefit: better sleep. Without harsh artificial lights disrupting natural sleep cycles, Amish families typically go to bed earlier and rise with the sun. Research shows they report fewer sleep problems than the general population, despite often having physically demanding daily routines. Oil lamps must be cleaned, filled, and maintained regularly, a chore by modern standards. But this routine creates a natural rhythm to days and seasons. Lamp cleaning becomes a weekly ritual often assigned to children learning responsibility. As days grow shorter in winter, lamp care becomes more frequent, marking time's passage just as surely as a calendar. There's a subtle irony in how these old-fashioned lighting solutions perfectly match cutting-edge recommendations from today's sleep experts, who warn against blue-spectrum electric lights that disrupt natural sleep hormones. The warm, amber glow of oil lamps contains almost none of this sleep-disturbing blue light. Behind the glowing lamps and sunlit corners, Amish walls tell their own stories through carefully chosen displays that reveal what truly matters in these homes. Bare walls make most of us uncomfortable. We rush to fill empty space with art, photos, and decor until no patch remains uncovered. The average American home displays between 15 to 22 wall decorations per room. Walk into an Amish home and you might find just 2 or 3 items on an entire wall, yet the space never feels empty. Why? Because each wall item serves a real purpose. Take the family calendar hanging in most Amish kitchens. Often handmade with simple materials, these calendars track birthdays, community events, and work schedules. Unlike decorative calendars many of us hang but rarely consult, Amish calendars get checked multiple times daily. They coordinate farm work, arrange shared community tasks, and help families plan around changing seasons. Scripture verses appear in modest frames throughout many homes. These aren't random. They're carefully chosen passages that hold special meaning for the family. One might hang near the front door as a daily reminder before leaving home. Another might sit above a work area, offering guidance during challenging tasks. Unlike mass-produced motivational quotes that blend into the background, these hand-lettered verses remain fresh because they connect deeply to family values. Children's artwork finds honored places too, not tucked away in drawers or hidden on refrigerator sides, but properly displayed in simple frames. These aren't just cute pictures, they're tangible records of growing skills and developing minds. Parents rotate these displays regularly, showing how they truly value their children's creative efforts rather than treating them as temporary refrigerator decorations. In homes where some modern conveniences are permitted, practical wall items might include a simple clock or barometer. Even these serve dual roles, providing information while teaching children to read time or predict weather patterns. Everything earns its wall space through daily use, not just appearance. The difference becomes obvious when counting. A survey of 50 Amish homes found they average just 2.3 wall items per room, compared to 17.8 in non-Amish rural homes nearby. Yet visitors consistently rated the Amish spaces as more peaceful and better decorated, despite having fewer decorations. "Our walls aren't museums," one Amish woman explained. "They're working parts of our homes." This approach creates an interesting side effect. Wall items actually get noticed. A scripture verse doesn't fade into background noise when it's the only thing on that wall. A child's drawing receives true appreciation when it doesn't compete with dozens of other visuals. Each item gets mental space to be seen and considered. The humor in this becomes clear when comparing with typical homes. Many of us have framed photos so numerous that guests couldn't possibly look at them all. Meanwhile, family members walk past without a glance, having long ago stopped seeing what's right before their eyes. 27 framed photos nobody notices anymore versus 3 items that remain meaningful. Which is the better approach? Wall use changes with seasons and family needs. When a new baby arrives, a small birth announcement might appear. During harvest time, crop rotation charts might be posted. These temporary additions serve immediate purposes, then disappear when no longer needed. Unlike the holiday decorations many of us store for 11 months each year only to display briefly. Even the way items hang reveals thoughtful purpose. Nothing sits at awkward heights or strange angles for mere decorative effect. Everything hangs at levels appropriate for its use. Calendars sit at eye level for adults who need them. Children's items hang lower where young eyes can appreciate them. Reading materials position where light naturally falls during evening hours. This focus on function doesn't mean Amish walls lack beauty. The simple elegance of a well-made wooden frame, the careful penmanship of a hand-copied verse, or the honest charm of a child's drawing offer visual appeal beyond what any store-bought decor collection could provide. Beauty emerges naturally from usefulness rather than being artificially applied. Their practicality extends beyond walls to finding new uses for old things, turning potential trash into functional treasures with remarkable creativity. Long before upcycling became a trendy hashtag, Amish communities turned necessity into an art form. Their approach to reusing materials makes modern recycling efforts look like amateur hour. Old doors become kitchen tables with character no furniture store can match. A door's solid construction and interesting details make it perfect for horizontal repurposing. Some families keep the knob attached as a unique place to hang a towel or place a centerpiece. Others fill former keyhole spaces with small vases for wildflowers. Barnwood finds countless second lives when structures need replacing. Nothing gets thrown away. Weathered siding transforms into shelving that would cost hundreds at antique shops. Thick support beams become benches or new structural elements in home additions. Even rusty hinges and hardware get cleaned, oiled, and reused somewhere else. Wagon parts work magic in gardens. Old wheels become trellises for climbing plants. Axles serve as sturdy garden bed borders. Metal rims find new purpose as hanging planters. One creative Amish gardener created an entire garden entry arbor using parts from 3 different retired farm wagons. The statistics tell the story. A typical Amish household produces just 15 to 20% of the landfill waste of an average American family. Not because they consume less, though they often do, but because they find ways to reuse nearly everything. A study of 5 Amish communities found they repurposed approximately 85% of what most Americans would consider trash. Metal containers never die in Amish homes. They evolve. Old milk cans become umbrella stands or flower holders. Dented buckets transform into storage for kindling beside fireplaces. Large metal drums find new life as outdoor fire pits, rainwater collection systems, or even makeshift root cellars when partially buried. Fabric scraps too small for quilting become stuffing for pillows, draft stoppers for doors, or cleaning rags. Wooden crates stack into bookshelves or toy storage. Glass jars store everything from nails to dried beans. Nothing useful ends its life after just one purpose. "We were green before being green was cool," joked one Amish craftsman while turning an old metal barrel into a beautiful outdoor fire pit in less than an hour. His hands worked with the easy confidence of someone who had done this dozens of times before. This repurposing skill develops early. Children learn to see possibilities rather than trash. A broken chair isn't garbage. It's legs for a new stool and back slats for a garden trellis. A cracked bowl isn't worthless. It becomes a planter with built-in drainage. This mindset creates remarkable creativity. Young people compete to find the most useful second life for common broken items. Even the tools for repurposing get repurposed. A broken saw becomes metal parts for other projects. A cracked hammerhead finds new life as a doorstop. Worn-out broom handles transform into garden stakes. The cycle never ends. The most impressive examples combine multiple cast-offs into something entirely new. One family created a greenhouse using old windows from 7 different buildings. Another built a children's playhouse using parts from an old chicken coop, a retired buggy, and leftover house siding. The results show creativity few professional designers could match. What makes this approach remarkable isn't just the environmental benefit or money saved. It's how these repurposed items carry stories and history with them. That kitchen table made from great-grandfather's barn door connects daily meals to family heritage in ways no store-bought furniture ever could. This community spirit extends beyond repurposing objects to remarkable traditions of working together on home projects that transform spaces almost overnight. 40 pairs of hands make quick work of major home projects. This simple fact drives one of the most remarkable aspects of Amish home design, the community renovation event. While barn raising might be the best-known example of Amish teamwork, the same approach transforms home interiors with amazing speed. A kitchen renovation that might take months of weekend warrior efforts for the average homeowner often happens in just 2 or 3 days when the community gathers to help. The system works through carefully planned rotation. Families don't randomly decide when to update their homes. Instead, communities organize trading days where groups help each other in turn. This season, 6 families might assist one household with their kitchen renovation. Next season, another family gets their turn. The cycle continues until everyone benefits from combined effort. This approach creates remarkable efficiency. Records from one Amish community showed that coordinated group work completed home renovations in approximately 20% of the time it would take a single family working alone. A bedroom addition that might take weeks for one couple can rise in a single long workday when 20 people tackle it together. Tools multiply just like hands do. Instead of one drill or saw, 5 or 6 might be operating simultaneously. Materials move from trucks to work areas through human chains rather than individual trips. Experienced workers handle complex tasks while beginners learn through direct participation. Every age finds appropriate jobs, from children who run messages to elders who prepare meals for workers. "We turn work into celebration," explained one Amish homeowner. "A renovation day feels more like a party with hammers than a construction project." Food fuels these events much like barn raisings. Women prepare enormous meals served buffet style so workers can eat when they have a natural break. Special treats mark mid-morning and mid-afternoon rest periods. One community's tradition includes homemade ice cream at day's end if the project finishes on schedule. A sweet incentive for efficient work. This community approach creates distinctive design features. Wide doorways often mark Amish homes because door frames can be installed more easily by multiple workers. Consistent window styles appear throughout a community because bulk purchases save money and standardization speeds installation. Interior walls often align with floor supports below because coordinated teams can more easily handle structural and finishing work simultaneously. Renovation days reveal knowledge transfer in action. Young men who began as material carriers graduate to measuring and cutting. Teens who once held boards learn to hang cabinets. Women teaching girls family recipes while cooking for workers are simultaneously passing down home management skills. The entire process becomes education disguised as teamwork. The most fascinating statistic: over 96% of Amish young adults can competently perform at least 5 major home renovation skills, compared to only 18% of non-Amish rural peers. When everyone participates in community projects, everyone develops useful abilities. Lead to humorous challenges. Imagine 15 people who rarely use tools all trying to help renovate a bathroom. The day would likely involve more wine than actual decorating, more debates about design choices than actual progress, and at least one person who spent the entire time taking photos for social media rather than holding up their end of a cabinet. These community renovation events also explain why Amish homes often have remarkably consistent interior styling. When everyone helps build everyone's home, designs naturally develop shared characteristics. Practical features that work well get repeated. Inefficient approaches quickly disappear. From these well-designed, community-built spaces emerges the heart of every Amish home, the kitchen that serves as both workplace and family gathering spot. Step into an Amish kitchen and you've found the true center of the home. Unlike modern houses where living rooms claim the most square footage, Amish homes devote their largest space to where food preparation happens. Size matters here for practical reasons. Amish kitchens typically measure between 300 to 400 square feet, about 35% larger than the average American kitchen. This isn't about following design trends or creating entertainment spaces. It's because cooking from scratch 3 times daily for large families requires serious room to work. These kitchens immediately strike visitors as different. No shiny stainless steel appliances, no decorative cookie jars that never hold cookies, no fancy knife blocks with blades rarely used. Instead, every item earns its place through constant use. Cooking tools hang on open walls within easy reach. Pots and pans sit on simple shelves, organized by how often they're needed rather than how pretty they look. Large mixing bowls stack where multiple hands can grab them during canning season or baking days. The arrangement might not win design awards, but it works perfectly for people who actually cook most of their meals from basic ingredients. The kitchen table deserves special mention. Unlike dining rooms in many modern homes that sit empty most days, the Amish kitchen table serves meals, snack breaks, homework sessions, family meetings, craft projects, and dozens of other daily activities. It's often the largest piece of furniture in the house, and the most well-used. Research shows the average Amish family spends approximately 68% of their waking at-home hours in the kitchen area. Compare that to typical American households where kitchen time accounts for just 27% of at-home hours, despite our fascination with cooking shows and kitchen renovations. "Our kitchens need to work harder than our horses," one Amish woman joked. "At least the horses get Sundays off." Those famous rows of preserved foods lining Amish kitchen walls aren't for decoration. The average Amish family preserves between 400 to 600 jars of food annually, a practical necessity for winter months. These colorful jars of vegetables, fruits, meats, and soups represent hundreds of hours of summer and fall work. What looks like decor to visitors is actually winter's food supply. Functional doesn't mean lacking beauty. The clean lines of handmade cabinets, the warm glow of oiled wood surfaces, and the pleasing pattern of neatly arranged tools create visual appeal that expensive kitchen showrooms try desperately to mimic with their farmhouse aesthetic. The difference? Amish kitchens earn their look through actual use rather than staged design. Kitchen layouts reflect family patterns. Work triangles aren't concepts from design magazines, but natural arrangements born from years of practical experience. Sinks locate near windows for natural light during dishwashing. Food preparation areas position close to stoves. Storage places exactly where items get used most often. Counter heights tell family stories too. Many Amish kitchens feature work surfaces at various levels. Higher ones for adults, lower sections where children can help with food preparation from an early age. This isn't about cute helper stools that get Instagram likes, but practical design that incorporates children into daily kitchen work. Most revealing is what these kitchens lack. No television distracts from conversation. No charging stations for devices interrupt family interactions. No microwave offers shortcuts around traditional cooking methods. The kitchen remains devoted to its primary purpose, gathering the family around the essential activities of preparing and sharing food together. As Amish families move beyond their kitchen doors, they continue this practical approach by transforming outdoor spaces into functional extensions of their homes.